Hi Gearshifters, welcome back. In this video, I ride with Michael and Sean from Hermanas to CapeTown, South Africa. We changed our plans and decided to ride back because there is a really nasty storm brewing off the Cape that we need to get back before it hits. Winds already now are starting to pick up. Inland in CapeTown, they're reporting winds already sustained at 30 miles an hour with gusts up to 50 miles an hour. So, our plan today is to ride along the coast. That way we're not having to deal with many crosswinds because we've got the mountain ranges on one side and not too many areas that are completely wide open. But we are just on the road early while the sky is still clear, and all that we're really having to deal with right now is the wind. Riding in the wind can be tricky because you have to kind of lean into it to keep your motorcycle upright. And if you lean too much, and the wind shifts, you could have a problem. So it's a delicate balance, and especially riding in wind that is 30 miles an hour, it's a constant push on the motorcycle. So just finding a nice, comfortable speed to cruise at really makes a difference. There are a few things that I do when it's really windy out and I still want to ride my motorcycle. Number one, I try to understand the wind. I want to know the conditions. I want to know the direction. I want to know the speed and the frequency. Are there going to be gusts? Is it going to be sustained wind? And I make adjustments accordingly. Number two, I slow down. I don't ride as fast in windy conditions. I'm also careful with my lane position. Based off of where the wind is, I don't want to be blown into oncoming traffic or off the road or just into another lane. I want to make sure that I'm able to stay safely well within the lines of my lane. I'm also very aware that the wind can bring in debris. It can bring in paper, it can bring in plastic, it can bring in trash, it can bring in branches and leaves. So I am also on high alert for any sort of debris.
And last but not least, I always bring along my gear shifting gratitude. I can't be anxious and grateful at the same time. So I just always make sure to count my blessings when I'm riding, especially when the wind is up.
And always remember to expect the unexpected. Yes, there are baboons on the side of the road. I have really had an incredible adventure here in South Africa. My time in Johannesburg was really amazing. I got to spend time in Soweto, as well as the cradle of humankind. Then we went to Franchuk, where we experienced some of the wine culture, before coming to CapeTown, where we spent time with an awesome organization,
Uthando, both of them mean love. So we are a non-profit organization that was started about 14 years ago by James Finney with the purpose of linking community development with tourism. So we support about 64 community projects in the various townships in and around Cape Town. So the experience for this morning is for you, our folks, to learn about what are these communities, how they came about, but above and beyond, what are the social dynamics and what are people doing to improve the quality of life, and that's what you're supporting us to do. The money that you've paid to come out on tour with us this morning through your agents or personally, that fund will then go back to donate or to the donations that go back to the community program.
We spent time at a community center where we learned about the issues facing the township's elderly population. We spent time at a community garden, bringing nutritious food and creating economic activity in the township. Uthando created this beautiful school out of trash, used tires and 2-liter bottles, constructed the walls of this wonderful school. If you're interested in learning more about Uthando or getting involved in any way, I'm going to put the information about their organization down in the description. Our last 4 days in South Africa were spent in the African bush of Kruger National. We flew into Hotsprits and stayed at Tulela. Our safari experience was out of this world. We saw every animal that we could have imagined seeing up close and personal. But our last night in the bush, we spent sleeping under the stars. We had a slumber party up on a platform. It was spectacular. As you can see, Cape Town, South Africa is a beautiful city.
This area that we're riding through is the suburbs out on the edges of town, but we will be driving right through the center of the city so that we can get to the Harley-Davidson of CapeTown. Once we got back into town, we decided that it would be best if I went ahead and followed Sean in his car over to the dealership so that he could give me a ride back. I really enjoyed my time on the Pan America. It's an excellent motorcycle. It's got more power than I need. Suspension is great, and the different modes make riding in different conditions very easy. Comparing this Pan America to my BMW 800 GS, the Pan America is definitely a much bigger bike, but it is a much smoother ride than my BMW. I really like it. Dropping the bike off after hours was a little tricky because the security guard wasn't expecting us. He wouldn't let us in without first reaching his supervisor and confirming with the owner of the dealership that it was okay to open it up to let us in. Once everything was squared away and I was allowed to drop off the Pan America, I headed out with Sean to go watch the storm roll in from the coolest spot in Camps Bay, South Africa. Just check out this view. It is spectacular. Thanks for watching my adventure to South Africa. I hope you enjoyed it. My name's Jordan. I believe in gear shifting gratitude. If you haven't already subscribed, please take a minute and do so. I really love sharing my adventures with you. My time in South Africa was incredible, and I can't wait to come back.